For the forward break fall, let's look at how we should end in terms of body position before we actually do the technique. On a forward break fall, our goal is to end on our forearms, roughly about shoulder apart. Our hands are placed in a triangle position with both palms flat and a straight wrist from the elbow to fingertips. The triangle portion will be right below our face. So this is where the triangle is. My head will be right here. However, I will either turn left or right to avoid having my front of the face come down to the ground. So either be here or here once I'm on the ground. So that's my hand and arm position. This is my head position. Now let's look at our feet. I am going to be on the ball of my foot, feet at least 1 to 1.5 shoulder apart, straight knee. My core is holding my body off from the ground. My knee is not touching. So right now the only things that are touching the floor will be my forearm and my hand, and then the ball of my feet. So that's the ending position of a forward break fall. That's how we want to look at the end of the technique. So again, let's go at an angle. I'm going to be here, head above triangle, arms here, head turned sideways, on the ball of the foot, flexing my core. Do not touch your knee. Don't drop our core either, and certainly don't hit our head or face on the floor. Instead, we're upright. A good drill for beginners to do for the forward break fall is going from contact to the floor to feet and hands and arms only. What that means is this. We lay down, hands out, lay down on the floor flat as if you're resting, and then by count you go up, hold yourself up, and then come back down. This is the rest period. And then come up and come down. Now during training, it's acceptable, it's going to happen that your hip come way up high. That's okay. As long as you're not crunching to the point where you have almost a triangle or a pyramid shape, a slightly raised hip is okay, because what that means is that you have some room to give on impact and not slamming your midsection to the floor. Now, let's do the forward break fall from a kneeling position. So we'll sit on our knees. Place our hands up and we'll lean forward. As we lean forward, two things must happen. We must time the contact of the fingertip, palm, and forearm to make contact with the floor at one time. And secondly, we must shoot the knee out of the way to make room for a midsection. So here, as I come down here, my knee also shoots back to make room. Now, in normal motion, in regular pace, it'll happen all at once. So I'm here, and I come out. Here, come out. Now, we talked about how wide the legs can be. You can go as far as 2 shoulders. Generally, to a certain point, the wider the feet are, the stronger your base will be. We don't want to go too far where it looks like you're doing a split, but it should be wider than your shoulder as you come down. So, from a knee position, forward break fall. Now, exhaling on impact is something that you will see across most, if not all, martial arts style. For breakfall, when you exhale, you tense up. That means your body is stiffen up. You can create angle, line that you want. If you don't tense, if you become too relaxed and loose, you cannot control your body mass or the angle which you fall, and that's you injure yourself. So purposely, knowingly, being tense at the right position help you absorb the impact. And by exhaling, you can help tightening those muscles to help that process. So when I take a fall, I'll exhale. So I'm here, let's look at our forward break fall, but from a squatting position. So now, from a standing position, squat down. Once you squat down, where your knee and hip are almost the same line, we're going to go ahead and kick out our legs, drop our hands, look to the side, and perform a forward break fall. First, I'm going to start by lowering my center of gravity. Once I've lowered myself enough, I can then complete the fall. So again, when you're standing straight, hands in, lower, drop, look, land on your forearm and hand and palm, ball of your feet are spread, and your legs are wide apart, heads off the floor, flex your core, and that's your forward break fall from a squatting position. Let's look at the forward break fall from a full stand-up position. This is one of the harder falls to take and to practice over and over on your body. So we recommend that you use thicker mats, sometimes using the gymnastic or we call crash mat also help because there's a lot of impact on your joints. Like in any drill, we certainly want to get the beginning levels down first, the beginner level, which are the sitting, squatting, before we do the standing one. But for our standing version, same concept apply. When I end my break fall, I want to have my feet spread, my core and body straight and flexed, my hands in triangle, with the forearm and finger making contact to the floor, and my head turning sideways. So as I'm standing here, I will look straight down, where I'm looking, drop my body, legs spread, that's my base down here, my core is in the middle, I raise my hips up, my head is turned sideways, so I'm not planting my nose and mouth and lift to the floor, but rather one side of the face. Again, standing position, hands up, drop, forward break fall. I'll go sideways, you can see the angle of the legs.